What is color value? Hello, my lovely people. Thank you for coming back and joining me today. Today we're going to talk about some color value. Have you ever heard someone refer to a painting and mention value, dark, light, pushing the value? The value in this work is so cool. Yeah, have you ever heard of that? Let's raise some hands here. Yeah? Yeah, you know. And that's why you're here, because you're looking it up, right? You went to the internet and looked it up, and that's why we're talking right now. Yes. Alright, so what the heck does value really mean? So value is basically light to dark. The lightest part of your drawing to the darkest part of your drawing, and everything in between, that is the value. If you use pencil or charcoal or any of those mediums where it's literally just black and white, you know exactly what value is without even knowing it, okay? So value is the lightest of lights, the darkest of darks of that color. It's always easier to spot value in black and white photos because you see the darkest darks, you see the lightest light, you can pay attention. Black and white, so easy to see, and then all the gray shades in between. Literally, my jacket right now is the lightest light and the darkest dark, unless we really looked really hard and looked at all the stains that I have on my poor jackets. I am so sorry. Black and white imagery is not the only kind of value that you can have. Black and white is just the easiest to find. We can go into other colors. For instance, this image right here, we're gonna focus on the red and actually see where it gets darker and where it gets lighter, where the light is touching it, where the shade is going over it. Or we can even look at where things are just different. So it doesn't have the same texture all the way through, and that's why the color changes also. It's still red, it's just darker. So if I were to pull some of these colors out, you'll see the darkest red, which is more of like a maroon or a burgundy, and then you can see the lightest of the reds, which is like a pink color. So basically, if you focus on these cherries, we'll be able to pull the value of red. It's not always easy when it comes to seeing imagery when it's not in black and white, but that's because we have to train our eye in order to see things like that. So if I were to look at this wall right now, you'd say it's like an off-white color. But if you pay attention to the shading of where the light is actually going and where the light is bouncing off, so you can see behind my hand is the shadow, but the wall is still an off-white color. Some people don't process that and they're just like, it's an off-white color, so when they go to draw or do a painting, they don't notice the shades and how it changes from this darker corner over here to a lighter and then dark again because my head is blocking sunlight, and you just can't. Like, people don't really focus on that all the time, and that is something that you have to train your eye for. A good tip for you guys today, if you want to work on anything that has to do with value, push your value, learn how to actually see value, that way your paintings become more realistic or more in depth or more interesting. Start with black and whites, use charcoal, use paints, use anything that you have. I don't really know what your medium is, but use them to give yourself so much depth in your paintings, your drawings, your creative outlet. Once you feel like you've done a really good job there and you think that you've mastered it, or you're just like in a really good place, I would move on to color. So pick colors that I would pick colors that you're fond of, because really, I mean, if you're using colors that you really hate, that's not a smart idea, because I don't want you hating what you're drawing, right? So with that, it's a lot easier if you do it with paint because you get to mix them. But use that color and then get different shades of that color. For use like a green, and from there mix it with some white so you can keep going down the stages until you get the lightest possible green that you can possibly have, and then you mix in some black to get the darkest possible green that you can have without actually being white or black. So yeah, that's something that I would work on if you wanted to get really good at figuring that out. And then from there you can start adding more colors to it until you feel like you're really good. And voila, you're a freaking masterpiece artist maker. This is why I need a script, otherwise I just make up stuff on the spot. And you become an artist with wonderful masterpieces. Masterpieces. That's right. I think that's right. Question of today. So how do you think you can apply value to your art? And it's a two-part question. How will it improve your work? That's all I have for you guys today, my wonderful people. Please leave comments down below and give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you like this kind of content, if you want to learn more, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys later. You guys have a great day, great evening, great whatever time it is, wherever you are, and stay creative. Alright, bye-bye.